So
Mhm.
I want to give you a couple of most rewatchable sequences before we dive in. Even though we kind of really mentioned it in the fourth, there was two that I wrote down because, like I said, there weren't many. And literally there was like two or three plays that happened, and then there would be a stoppage play or a
Yeah.
miss. So second quarter, Dan Dickow makes a three.
When there's not much time, as Dickow looks at the three. And knocks it.
And then D. Fish makes a three.
Outlaw went in the game. All of the veterans were clapping their hands. They were cheering for him. And that's really...
Then Derek Anderson makes a really nice layup at the rim.
On the sidelines for most of his, what he hoped was the beginning of his professional career.
And then Kareem Rush makes a shot.
Luke Walton down low to Brian Cook. There's Kareem Rush. His foul line jumper is good.
Mm-hmm.
Dale Davis, shout out to Dale Davis. Good seeing him back then. That guy was, talk about a guy who literally just would go in there and just beat the hell out of people.
Oh, yeah.
And then Travis Outlaw put back at the rim, a nice slam dunk.
He's made some big shots for him this year, though. I mean, Kareem Rush is coming to his own. Travis Outlaw.
So I was like, hey, that was kind of nice. And that was at the 10:52 mark. And it ends the 9:49 mark in the second quarter. So not too bad there. And then the other one I had was late in the fourth quarter. And I'm actually on B-ball reference right now because I wrote down the times of there so I can just easily just go boom, boom, boom. So this is late in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes and 2 seconds left. Here it is. I believe so. It was a Gary Payton three. Or 4 minutes and 5 seconds because he never makes a three. Yeah, even though there's a 20-second timeout afterwards, but I'm still counting it. This game was so bad. I was like a 20-second timeout. That was actually.
I think that three tied the game, or either
it did. It was the first tie. It was the first tie of the game. And Peyton he was awful all game. And then Derek Anderson made a shot. Kobe makes a three. And then Ratliff had even though Anderson misses another three, offensive rebound by Randolph, and then Ratliff has a really nice putback slam, and then there was a Lakers full timeout. So like not really like super rewatchable, but I felt like I had to throw a Gary Payton three in there. If there's a 3-3-3 sequence, I'm going to try and get it in there, or a nice putback dunk. So I think those are not as rewatchable as the overtime one for sure, especially in overtime too. That 30-second clip where it was. I think you have it written down, right? Yeah, it was the Kobe three.
Fisher thought about the three. Kobe wide open for three.
Stoudemire.
Damon for three to get it back. Yes, sir!
And then the Brian Cook dunk from Kobe.
To Brian Cook. What a find by Brian.
So anytime Brian Cook scores, we're going to include it here as a rewatchable sequence.
Not so much. So the only what was turned out to be, or for me, most rewatchable we touched on was the sequence of events leading to Kobe's game winner. Something else that's kind of funny, and I don't think I was wondering about this, like if there would be any kind of like outrage if an announcer said something like this in 2021. Like 30 seconds into the game, Kobe took a spill over some of the Blazers dancers.
Looking at the Lakers in the number 4 seed in the West as Kobe Bryant off of his first shot, the rebound Theo Ratliff as Bryant is still down.
And fell, and I can't remember if they lost the ball or what the turnover was or what happened.
I know where you're going with this.
The Blazers announcer said, "I can think of like worse places to land than in the pile of like cheerleaders," or whatever he said.
Yeah.
Talk to the Blazer dancers and move them down. That's who Kobe tripped over and landed in the middle of the Blazer dancers. I can think of worse ways to hit the floor.
And I laughed for a second, then I was like, if that happened today, maybe nothing would happen, but I feel like somebody would complain that he was like objectifying female NBA dancers or 100%. Something. Yeah, so it's 100%,
just like 100%. I mean, that fool would be canceled in 2 seconds. That's just the culture we live in today. But yeah, it was a funny statement. And I don't think they sit there anymore. I think the floors I think the floors are spread out more. And number, why is anybody there? Like they should space this stuff out. I mean, these players need space. Like so. That was funny. It was so casual, but announcers would never, ever, ever in a million years say that today. Like there is be no way. I'm sure in every pregame meeting they're like, all color commentators are like, just shut up and talk about basketball. We don't need anybody canceling us. because everybody's hypersensitive right now. You just need to be, we need to be as a society just careful what we say. But that's a good point. I did catch that, and there's no way that would be that dude. I think during the game he would have been called out, and I think they probably would have had to apologize within like 5 minutes because of Twitter.
Yeah,
I think I was listening to the Bill Simmons podcast, and I think I forgot what I think some announcing crew was talking about the Celtics. I think, and they said he's like a Larry Bird, and all the Celtics fans got super mad, and then they apologized, and they are like, it's like, come on, guys, like people can be compared to other players. You don't have to cancel people. So, but to your point, I don't think that would fly today.